charge. Ain't tryna flex, I'm just here to set the bar. Don't take a rest, you look pressed, how bizarre. Thought you was pulling strings, but that ain't who you are. I'm in charge.
Exciting! I am here today with Hanshi Deena Naidu, nominated Australian of the Year for his contribution in spreading the art of karate, meditation, and Reiki master, and faithful student of Goshin Yamaguchi. Hello, Hanshi. I'm so excited.
Hello, Diana. Wow, it's good to be on air with you.
Finally. When I heard that you were writing Speaking with God, I almost fell on the floor. What gave you desire to write this?
Well, when my daughter passed away, which was on the 2nd of April.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And she was a very spiritual person. I just got this beautiful feeling that I should write because, you know, all my books was inspired by God. All my books, every book. Starting with Discovering Martial Arts, Buddha, Poems of the Spiritual Heart, Kiatsu, all these books was inspired by God. And, you know, I'm not going to put any garlands around my neck, but I'm going to say this much, that God is my inspiration. And whatever I hear, I write. So speaking with God was the same. As soon as, you know, when my daughter passed away, I had this strong feeling speaking with God would be so appropriate for many people that have lost their loved ones. So I just got behind my computer and started typing away, and the book is completed. It just has to be edited now.
Oh, that's not a very long length of time. You must have been working on
2 weeks.
Tonight.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, Diana. 2 weeks. And if that's not inspiration, you know, if it's not God speaking to us, it can't be done. Yeah. 14 days to write a book, you know, 108 pages, you know, it's amazing. And it's God's amazing.
Yeah.
God's amazing.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing is my father passed away just a year ago now. And I mean, even to this day, it still gets to me, right? But when it happened, it really rocked me to the core on my beliefs, on my feelings about what happens afterwards. Like, I mean, I don't mean to sound forward on this, but you seem to be handling this really well, or at least better than me. And I really want to talk about this because I've never come across that.
Yeah. Well, it's quite easy, Diana. If you understand the passing of a soul, if you understand the passing, it makes it so much easier. Look, I grew up in a very spiritual family, and we have learned from childhood about when a soul leaves. So whenever I went to funerals or, you know, even of loved ones, I never really shed any tears. I was actually quite happy they left on their journey and to meet with their maker, whatever they believe in. If they're Christian, they will meet Jesus. If they're Buddhist, they will meet Buddha. And if they're Hindus, they will meet the deity of their choice. And that's how it is. So passing is, you know, we kind of become attached to the body and we think this is the only life there is. Life is a journey. It's an amazing journey. This is just one phase of this journey. This physical dimension is just a single phase.
You know, being at 45, even though I know I'm not really old and crusty, I find that as I'm getting older on, I question this, you know, it really rattles me sometimes because I don't want to have to leave my son. And I know someday I'm going to have to. How does one find a peace of mind and begin to understand this and really grasp the idea. And they say this because I think that if people could, this process that we call life wouldn't be so difficult. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes. Because we get attached. We get attached to the body. We get attached to people around us. I'm going to make a number of quotations here in our talk today. These quotations will either come from Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism, right?
Right.
So, Jesus said something very, very clear. So clear, in fact. I use this in many of my talks. He says, be in this world, but not of it. It's very simple. Be in this world, but not of it. So we are living in this world, but don't allow this world to be attached to us and we attached to the world. When that happens, parting is very painful. So I am ready to pass away any second. If I have to, pass away while talking to you, that's okay. If I pass away next week or the year after, it doesn't matter to me. Passing is only a phase. It's only a transition from this dimensional existence to another dimensional existence. That's all it is. Nobody dies. Only the body dies. So, I think I am pretty firm in that belief that we don't die. So why must I be afraid of death? If I don't die, why must I be? We're only afraid of death when we, think, oh, we're going to die and, all sorts of things is going to happen to us. We're not quite sure where we're going. There's a lot of belief systems that kind of put fear into people. If you don't do the right thing in life, you're going to hell. If you do the right thing in life, you're going to go to heaven. There's only two choices with a lot of the belief systems. And it's incorrect. It's incorrect because, God loves us all, whether we like it or not. God loves us all. So I can't see a God being a punishing God, making you suffer forever because you made a few mistakes in your life. I don't believe in sin. I think they're mistakes and errors can be fixed. So even if we do incorrect things, that can be fixed. We can change things. So don't have any fear, don't have attachment, and remove this ego of I, then we get real freedom.
When we remove the ego of I, it's interesting because even from a biblical point, they say, Moses up on the mountain and he says, who are you? And he says, I am that I am, right? And I'm going, well, there's the I right there. So,
that is a great question. There's two types of eyes, right? Or three types of eyes. The first type of eye is called the body eye, where we recognize ourselves as body. If people are looking for you and they suddenly see you, they see you by your body and they say, oh, there's Dianna right over there, because they see the physical Dianna, right?
yeah.
So that is the body eye, right? The mental eye is when you recognize yourself. I am Dianna. That is the mental eye. The spiritual eye is the life energy. That life energy is God. The life energy is God, right? We've come from God, we go to God. So the life energy is not the soul. The life energy is the pure love energy. So the I is not the soul, not the body, but the life energy called God.
Okay.
So I am that I am.
My brain is exploding right now. Okay. So let's dive into that a little bit, because there was a message that was sent to me to ask you this question of because the body dies, right? Does the soul die? And I thought, well, how could the soul die? Isn't that who we are? The soul? Like, that doesn't exist, then we don't exist. And then that's such a crushing feeling,
I love the question. Oh my God. This journey, Dianna, is an amazing journey. I mean, those people that have done my SMA course on leadership, where I talk about this entire journey over 9 weeks of lessons, that will clear all the doubt in people's mind and understand life like never before. where it tells you exactly the journey of life, how we came about, you know, where we've come from, where we're going to, what the whole purpose of life's existence. So coming back to your question, Diana.
Yeah.
The body dies because it's a single cell becomes trillions of cells because of the food that we eat.
Yes.
Right? So that is not us. It goes into the ground or it's cremated, it's finished. As they say in Italian, finito la musica, which means end of the music, right?
Yeah.
Or in Hindi, they say kalas ho gaya, which means it's the end, right? So the body ends. Now, the soul is moving to a new plane of existence. Now, where is that plane of existence? You think God, in the brilliant or the magnificent mind or consciousness that God has, would just create two places. Okay, move left to hell, move right to heaven.
Pretty straightforward.
No. Yeah, pretty straightforward, but it's not so. God has created dimensional planes of existences for the soul. Because, Diana, everybody is vibrating at a different frequency. Everybody's vibrating at a different frequency. Some people are vibrating at 50,000 cycles per second. Some people are vibrating at 100,000, tens of thousands, a million cycles. So you can't tell me they all go to the same place. There must be a plane of existence to suit that being, that soul. So the soul goes. Now, I know it's going to be hard to grasp, right?
Yeah.
So there's 14 planes of existences. 14 planes of existences.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the first 7 is the astral planes. The next the next 7 planes is divided into 2 compartments called the mental planes and the causal planes. So you have lower mental, higher mental, lower causal, higher causal. So all these vibrational frequencies that suit that soul goes to that plane of existence. So you may ask me the next question. So that means we have a number of bodies, right? So we have different bodies. I know I'm reading your mind here.
I have so many questions that just like wanting to spew out. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have the physical body, you have the astral body, you have the mental body, you have the causal body, and you have the jiva.
Are they all existent at the same time or only after death?
All within you, Diana. They're all with you at the moment. So your vibrational frequency goes to that plane of existence that suits your vibration. So let us say, Diana, Tom is vibrating at 50,000 cycles.
Okay.
So he will go to the lowest plane of existence, which is the lower astral. If he's vibrating at 100,000 cycles, he will go to the 6th level. If he's vibrating at a million cycles, he'll go to the highest astral plane, and so on. So it depends on the vibrational frequency of that soul. If that soul vibrates at a higher frequency, it travels to that plane of existence that suits that being.
But what happens when, okay, so let's say I'm traveling at 10,000, right?
No.
What happens when I've already, like, say I've died, because I assume that you would die and come back and die and come back based on that. What happens if I've already been there? Like,
You've been there many
I
times.
die again and I go back to 10,000?
No, because each lifetime you get better.
So the
Every
whole
lifetime
idea
you
is to get
better,
higher.
get better, you improve. You know, as I said in the Kiatsu group today, you might have read it. What happens to the soul is each time the soul is reincarnated, they're getting refined. Their soul is becoming refined, which means the vibrational frequency becomes lighter and lighter, not in terms of heavier or lighter, but lighter in terms of light beams. So the vibrational frequency becomes lighter and lighter and lighter until it is brilliant. So, you know, okay, I'm just cutting this here a little bit. They say you can't see God because the vibrational frequency of God is that high, you can't see it with ordinary eyes, right?
Mhm.
Because God is vibrating at a frequency that is unfathomable. You know, it's so bright, you can't look at it. So what happens to us is each lifetime, our vibrational frequency gets higher and higher and higher. With the result, we become lighter beings or we become brighter beings.
Right. So I think in this case, my brain, because, you know, obviously being human, we think in linear terms or in measurement terms, right? And so we, and I particularly me, have this thought process of, okay, beginning and end, right? Alpha, omega. There's always this kind of law of polarity, if you will, of one and the opposite of the other. So in this case, if we're saying, okay, well, the whole idea is to get lighter and lighter, wouldn't there be a finishing point?
Then you merge with God. You're totally in God, you're immersed in God. Like, okay, if I had a cup of water or an empty cup and I went to the ocean and I took a cup of water from the ocean, right? You look at the water in the cup and you look at the ocean, the same water. The same water. There's no difference between the water in the cup and the water in the ocean. Now, let us say you tip the water into the ocean. Can you find your cup of water? It's merged.
Yeah.
So that's what happens to you. You merge into God and you become one with God.
It's interesting because one would think, especially within your thinking, that it would be a wonderful, peaceful experience. But for me, I find my ego goes, oh, like, then I don't exist.
No, you exist in that total presence. You can separate yourself at any time, Diana, and go back to the source. You can separate. Let us say there's some distant planet in the universe, right, that needs some kind of help. And you have the answers. You have the ways in which you can help that universe, that planet in that universe. So you come out of this consciousness of God and you travel to that plane like Jesus did, and you help the souls on that plane.
So really, the term of measurement that I'm trying to use can't really be used.
You can't use measurement. I mean, if you look at the universe, for instance, right? And you think, hey, what's beyond the stars? Let us say you are able to reach those stars. When you get to the platform of those stars, you look further and there's more stars. So where's the end? Right? Where's the end? It never ends. But within this entire cosmic universal realm, within this, let us say, this whole cosmic realm is the size of an atom compared to the cosmic realm. To the cosmic realm. The cosmic realm is the size of an atom compared to the divine realm. So there's three phases: universal realm, cosmic realm, divine realm. So this universe that is so vast to your eyes and your consciousness is the size of an atom compared to the cosmic realm. And this entire cosmos is so tiny compared to the divine realm. That's how vast it is.
I never really grasped the idea of how much ego while you're here is involved until you begin to explain things. And I find myself, when I realize I'm so small, my ego gets upset. Not like,
Right.
oh, I'm so big, but the fact that I'm so small. Really, like,
Yeah. Yeah, so there was a man called Peter. Peter sat in his veranda and he's looking out and he's thinking, "Wait, what a great human being I am. You know, I've done this, that, and that, and that, and that." And he's just listing it out. And he says, my God, I am so powerful. So let us look at Peter from the state he lives in. Let us take, for instance, Auckland. Let us say Peter is in Auckland. And we go up over the skies of Auckland and we're looking for Peter. He's just a tiny little guy.
Mm.
You go into the top of the earth and you're looking for Peter, you can't find him. Now imagine if you stood on the other side of the universe. Not even the earth exists. So where is Peter in all of this? So this eliminates the ego. Eliminates. But at the same time, Diana, you have trillions and trillions and trillions of cells in your body.
I was just thinking that.
Right?
Mm.
Okay. Now you look at yourself and you look at every cell. There are trillions and trillions and trillions of atoms in your body.
Mm.
Now you split one of those atoms and see how much power you got.
Mm.
Right? Okay. Now imagine all the atoms in your body split at the same time. Imagine how much power you have. So on the one side of the coin, you are nothing. And the other side of the coin, you are so powerful. So where's the ego?
In relation to God, I was thinking the same thing because
yeah,
I say he in a basic term, right? But he, it, she, whatever it may be, is so small and yet so large at the same time and carries the same power.
Yes, but let me just clarify a couple of things. When you say God, when you say God is he, you're right, because God is the only male. God is the only male. Out of God comes the female, which is creation. So the creator is male, creation is female.
Oh my word.
So we are all female. We are creation. We are all female. The only male is God.
I never even considered it like that. I mean,
so when we say,
heard that there's male and female energy in terms of, you know, one protects and one creates and so on, but never that far down the hole.
I take on the role of male in this lifetime. I'm male. Mm. You've taken the role of female in this lifetime. Mm. In another lifetime, you'll be male and I'll be female. So we're taking on those roles.
Okay.
We're taking on those roles.
This is stirring, you're stirring so many questions in me. We will literally be here until midnight. So, okay, so I'm going to just jump back really quickly to the whole vibrational state and the frequencies that we're running on, right? When you said that, I thought about my father, right? Because I can't wait to see him again. But if he's running on, say, 70 and I'm running on, say, 100,000, hypothetically, right? Does that mean that we won't actually be in contact with each other? Like, or am I still thinking it from a very linear perspective of things?
Okay. Let me come back to Namasha. When my daughter Namasha passed away, as the book will talk in detail about it, when she passed away, she was put into the soul hospital. We have a physical hospital. She was put into a soul hospital because she had to come to terms to the fact that she passed away. Right? She passed away. And she doesn't have a body anymore. And all those people that she left behind are now on the planet, right? So one of the first things happened to Namasha is that when she was put into this hospital, into the soul hospital, she had to get healing done, right? Spiritual healing, which was done. And then she met my mother. My mother was there with her, holding her hand, giving her comfort, right? Now, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'll tell you just to clarify your question. Now, what happened was my father that passed away 10 years, 15 years ago now, when he passed away, he, after a period of time, he went to a higher plane of existence. right? A higher plane of existence. So he had to make his appearance with Namasha. So what happened? He couldn't come there at that soul level because the vibrational frequency is different to his. So he came and met her as a hologram, like a hologram. You understand? And the
Almost like a
communication.
ghost would come here to this point?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
But I would say more than a ghost, because when we talk about ghosts, we think about spooky figures. But
Yeah.
this is, it's like you're looking at a TV, or you're looking at, one of those holograms that they create with different cameras, where they can create something in the air using different cameras, right? So that's how he appeared in front of her to have a chat.
Okay.
So if you pass away, your dad will be able to meet you at any stage of your life that you're at, whether your vibration is 100,000 cycles or 1,000,000 cycles. It doesn't matter.
Okay. But they're still on their own journey doing what they need to do continuously without end.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is going to take a few podcasts for me to be able to grasp all of this.
Look, I'm happy. I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to talk. Look, when I talk, Dianna, please understand one thing. I'm speaking to God. God is speaking through me. Right? It's not ego. It's not, I'm so powerful, God is speaking to me. No. It's got nothing to do with that. It's because I tune in. And that's how I write my books. I don't take any credit. Normally when a writer is going to write a book, they will think, look, this is going to be the beginning chapter. This is going to be the end chapter. This is going to be the middle part. And they design the book. It takes them weeks on end to decide and write this book. I wrote this book in 14 days without even thinking about it. So who's talking? Who's speaking?
Yeah.
It's God speaking.
Okay. So I know that you have been practicing all of this for a very, very long time. And I really am just an embryo in this process of learning, right? But with that in mind, can anyone tune into this and do these things that you're doing?
Absolutely. Everybody can. Anybody can, anytime. Anytime. The question is, a lot of people have asked me, how do you do this? They said, how do you do this? How do you tune into God and able to do this kind of stuff, writing books and giving lectures and talks and so on, and God working through you? Okay, let me put it to you this way. Where's the center of the universe? Can you tell me where the center of the universe is?
The only thing that I can think of is within us.
It's everywhere.
Oh.
The center of the universe is everywhere. You point your finger at any point, that's the center of the universe. So what I'm trying to say to you, you point your finger at you have the center of the universe in you. So God can speak to you at any time, because God is in the center of the universe that is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient.
Well, that gave me a huge sense of peace. It just went whoosh right over me on that one. Wow.
Right. Omnipresent is everywhere, right? Omniscient is all-knowing. Omnipotent is all-powerful, right?
I grew up Roman Catholic, and the idea of God is embedded in me, right? But I find as I'm getting older, I don't want it to be a culturally fed thing, but a natural process. And it's for me, I'm going, okay, I'm willing to believe, I'm willing to do anything that you ask me to do, and so on and so forth, as you would, as say in this example, as a Catholic, right? But could you just show me that you're real? And that this isn't like a Santa Claus wishful thinking kind of thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, is there any
Yes.
I guess it's from our human perspective that we want this proof, right? On a physical plane, perhaps, or something tangible, because it seems
Okay.
like God lives in intangibility.
All right. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let me give my answer. in the next taping.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, right. I will jump off and we will be right back.
Look, I'm in charge. Ain't tryna flex, I'm just here to set the bar. Don't take a rest, you look pressed, how bizarre. Thought you was pulling strings, but that ain't who you are. I'm in charge.